Our pledge to the Kenyan people. Our manifesto clearly states on how our citizens will benefit under a people's-led government, run by Alliance. We have identified setbacks and available solutions as stated. On education, challenges identified. Poor funding in education sector to enable expansion, growth, plus research work and lack of learning resources such as laboratories and libraries. Access to pre-primary and post-primary education is still low due to lack of affordability by Kenyans. Failure to utilize resources to meet educational needs and high school dropouts with very low transition of students making it to the institutions of higher learning. Poor administration structures and weak human resource capacities and unwarranted strikes that interfere with the learning period. Low teacher-student ratio between students and teachers and lecturers, which is killing the education system, resulting in teacher mobility. Public schools have high dropout rates, attributing these to high incidences of drug addiction, bullying, and teenage pregnancy. Access to higher learning is competitive and is influenced by finances. Gender inequality and equal enrollment in universities and schools, especially our girls, the disabled, and less fortunate in the society, remains unaddressed. The educational curriculum is cumbersome. Students are overburdened with heavy academic workloads and course overlap is common. High cost of fees, learning materials such as books, uniform, trips, and equipment does affect provider and students who stay out of school for a long period of time. Lack of proper priorities in the sector resulting to wastage of resources. Example, tablets instead of building a computer laboratory to benefit schools and county. The rapid expansion and higher admissions to tertiary institutions has cited to the compromising and quality of education offered in technical institutions. Education fraternity drained by HIV/AIDS calamity, thus eroding its quality, weakening and reducing skilled workers and increasing the sector's cost of operation. Adult and continuing education, there are relatively low enrollments due to low funding of the subsector, inadequate teaching personnel in the sector. Insecurity has a great impact on the ability of students to access education and teaching fraternity. Society failed to enforce education system that is disciplinary and growth-oriented, thus leading bad behaviors that affect our children's life. Land grabbing and cartel that are taking property for learning fatalities, thus inferring growth and expansion. Our solutions: implement policy and legislative frameworks in the education sector, invest to address the need of the young, youth, women, men, elderly, and all players in the sector. Fund and establish centers of excellence in research and development and technology in all counties. Strengthen the intellectual property to protect Kenyans' innovations. Form a recognition and award system for innovators. Review the educational curriculum at all levels and align with the development needs, laying emphasis on creativity, adaptability, and ease of market needs. Increase the number of schools in disadvantaged areas and restrict class sizes to a maximum of 40 as you increase the ratio of teacher to students. Encourage investment in education sector. Support teachers' continuous training and education, ensuring teaching force that is conversant with modern trends in education. Work with international partners to build computer laboratories in every school and county. Create an IT hub, improve infrastructures in institutions all over the country. Ensure that learning institutions adequately safeguard the rights of all students, that is, normal and special needs. Invest in disadvantaged counties by providing teaching materials and teachers. Provide special equipment to cater for children with special needs. Encourage schools to be self-sufficient via practical classes, build skills, promote agriculture and various activities supported at both levels of the government. Give tax incentives for companies offering apprenticeship jobs to those who complete their secondary and university education. introduce a government-funded scholarships and bursary for primary, secondary, universities such as HELB, and ensure it's fair to all and charge low interest on recovery. Make education compulsory as per the Constitution. Thus, every child, man, woman have right to basic education in all levels. Reverse the current trend of turning middle-level colleges into universities and reinstate them as we give them independent of charter status. Lowering tuition fees in primary, secondary, university to make it affordable for all Kenyans. Link education with the market to ensure Kenyans attain skills that are widely applicable in the market, such as entrepreneurship, innovation, and social responsibility. Education personnel review working and living conditions of teachers and lecturers to attract teaching profession of highly qualified personnel. With these goals in mind, we and the support of all Kenyans are determined to ensure the vital changes and reforms which Kenyans so urgently need and deserve. Join us, change and reforms. Vote for NASA, vote for Kenya.